Hey, what is happening? Today we're going to do a quick rundown of all the bosses in the original Castlevania from 1986. We're going to start with the Phantom Bat. This enemy has the distinction of being the first ever boss in a Castlevania title. Now there are several ways to deal with this winged rodent, but I prefer either the axe, timer or dagger. Now I guess you could also use the holy water for this fight, but I don't recommend it personally. Moving on to Medusa the Gorgon, my favorite ways of dealing with this tentacle terror are either timer or holy water sub-weapons. Mummies next. Thankfully, these undead fellows aren't too difficult. Personally, I like to trap them in the bottom left corner of the screen. However, using the dagger or holy water are also viable options. Ha! Ego and Frankenstein. What a pain in the behind this pair are. They're the first difficult boss that you will encounter, I think, in Castlevania. And on top of that, Ego is immortal, so you can't even kill him. The idea is to kill Frank while avoiding Ego. For me personally, the most viable option here is the holy water sub-weapon. And there's one very simple reason for this. Dropping some holy water on the bone dragons before the boss room will give you double and even triple shot multipliers. And once you have those, Ego and Frank become much easier to deal with. Take a look at the window in the top left of the screen for a comparison of how I defeated them without multipliers. It was much harder. Death, the Grim Reaper. Dracula's right-hand man, planning on using only the whip, and get ready for the toughest boss fight in the game. You need an edge, and that edge is holy water. Count Dracula himself awaits at the top of the clock tower, and he's a tough cookie. So okay, for this fight I recommend using either the boomerang or the holy water. During my first playthroughs, I used the former, but for subsequent playthroughs, I started using the holy water. The reason is because using the holy water, you can collect double or even triple shot multipliers, which makes the second phase of the fight infinitely easier. Now in phase 1, you're gonna want to hit Drac in the head, because that's the only vulnerable part of his body. This is what I do. I wait until he opens his cape, and then I jump over the projectiles, and then whip Dracula's head. And you need to do this 16 times. 16 times! Which is tougher than it sounds. The old vamp likes to teleport around, and the most annoying thing that can happen is if he lands on your head. The best method I found of avoiding him landing on your head is to A. Wait for him to fire his projectiles, wait for those projectiles to leave the screen, and then move 2 or 3 blocks in either direction. Maybe I was lucky, but using this method he didn't land on my head even once. Once Dracula's health runs out, he'll transform into his true demonic self. Now the holy water and shot multipliers come into play. Chuck some at him to stunlock the beast, then whip his little heart out. And that's it! The beast is defeated, and the count goes down for the count. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please consider commenting and liking, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone. Adios amigos.